I mean, you described yourself as a big man. Is that what you said?
I mean, I know what's right and what's wrong. You know that.
For her not to worry about it?
Well, because I didn't do all the stuff y'all telling me I did, like curb stomping her and stuff. Yeah, of course I was telling her that, of course.
We entered a plea bargaining agreement of no contest to counts 4 and counts 5. According to the plea, counts 4 and 5 are to run concurrently. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, and the state is opposed to your application. For the state?
Move a little bit into this area. So there is a co-defendant that's part of this case that has already been before a judge.
This case has everything: jealousy, a late night confrontation, a firearm discharge in a residential neighborhood, and a defendant who insists he was just the peacemaker. But here's the twist. While he claims he was trying to stop the violence, Ring doorbell audio captures a terrified victim begging, "Please, please stop." And now, after multiple prior probations and firearm-related charges, he's standing before the court facing up to 6 years in prison. The question is simple but powerful. Was he the voice of reason caught in someone else's chaos, or a repeat offender who escalated a fight into a felony? Let's break this down step by step.
2023, yeah. I want to say like 2020 or 2023.
Describe the nature of your relationship with her.
It was not good at all. It was not good at all, to be honest. You know, always arguing, being lied to, you know, it just weren't equal. We didn't make no sense to be together. We didn't.
Now, do you believe you have PTSD?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever actually been diagnosed?
No, sir.
Okay. Why do you believe you have PTSD?
Just all my trauma, the trauma I've been through, you know, just when I'm growing up, I've seen a lot of stuff, you know. I've seen all the hands put on her. We'd have to run from, you know, my dad. I've seen a lot of death in my family, some friends passing, you know. And with that, it just brought a lot of, it was very hard for me to just walk a straight path, to be honest. It was really, it's in my mind, I could never think straight. Like,
were you exposed to violence when you were in your teen and
I want to say I was around people that were not good for me. Very.
Did you know where you were going or the purpose of her bringing you?
No, I didn't. She's told me that it was her baby daddy's girlfriend or something like that. And that if I could, she was gonna talk to her, and so I jumped in the car. You know, I took my firearm on my behalf. I didn't know that was gonna happen. That's just something I normally do, is take my firearm everywhere I go. To be honest,
Were you asked to bring a firearm?
no, sir, I was not.
Okay.
She didn't know I had it until everything started happening. We drove, and that's when everything happened, when we came to a stop on Henderson Pass somewhere.
Okay. So did Tiffany stop the car?
No, the girl was already out of the car, actually getting out.
Okay.
And she said she was going to have words with her. And
did you get out of the car?
No, I never got out of the car until the brawl started.
Okay. And is that what happened?
Yes. Tiffany punched the girl a couple of times for no reason.
What did you do?
I told him to stop. I tried to break it up about 6 or 7 times before I just charged the firearm in the air.
Okay. Let's kind of slow a little down on the sequence. Did you get involved in what I'm going to call it a melee? Did you get involved in the melee?
Yeah, I separated them several times. I was in the I've even had a conversation with the girl trying to calm her down, like, "Hey, I'm so sorry this happened to me." Started up again.
So your involvement was to break it up?
Yeah, peacemaking.
Okay.
Obviously.
Now, did you at any time strike
No,
the young lady?
just only pulling them back. You know, of course, I was kind of aggressive, but I was just pushing them back. You know, I couldn't handle 2 in one swing and then one swinging back. I couldn't handle that.
Was there a point in time when the two girls stopped fighting, you know, everybody has separated, and you guys are actually talking about what's going on?
Yes, me and the girl.
And I know that the judge has read the stipulations, but the reality is Tiffany went over there believing that girl was involved with her boyfriend.
He was totally innocent.
Okay.
Yes.
But was that true?
That's what Tiffany was saying.
But was it true?
Yes. that she went to go.
Was it true that she was involved with Tiffany's boyfriend?
No, she was never, she didn't know who, she had no clue who Tiffany or I was.
Okay. Did you know that girl?
I never seen her in my life.
Did you have any reason to go over there and want to hurt her?
No, was not trying to harm none of them.
Did you have any reason to go over there, threaten her to take property?
No,
Okay. And did you actually do any of those?
no. And stop the fight, obviously. I was looking for the girl's glasses, Tiffany's glasses, obviously trying to find everybody's stuff. As I'm looking for the glasses, they're in the street fighting again. You know what I mean? At this point, I got the purse. I put the purse right there on the thing. Tiffany grabbed the purse, threw it in the car, phone, took it in the car. You know what I mean?
So at some point, there was a gun
Yes,
that was taken out.
yes, my gun.
And what was the purpose of that?
I was scared him. I shot it and I told him, I warned him, like, hey, I'm going to shoot the gun in the air if y'all don't stop. That's exactly the words I said. And I let it off. I let the firearm go. They stopped fighting. And the girl took a picture of the license plate and Tiffany snatched the phone.
Did you take any of her property?
No.
Did her phone end up in the car you were in?
The phone was in Tiffany's lap.
Okay, and that's because Tiffany.
She took the phone.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mem, so we kind of talk about the road that led you to where you are right now. Okay, and so if we look at that road, right, you were on juvenile deferred adjudication for about a year for one charge, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in 2010, you were placed on juvenile probation for another charge, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then in 2013, you were placed on deferred adjudication for resisting arrest, and that was in County Court 4, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then in 2016, you're placed on felony deferred adjudication for attempted deadly conduct with a firearm. Is that
Let's pause right here because this is where the legal stakes skyrocket. He admits he brought a firearm. He admits he discharged it. And under Texas law, firing a weapon during the commission of another felony, even if you claim it was just to scare people, can dramatically enhance the severity of the charges. Notice how his defense hinges on intent. I shot in the air. I was trying to stop the fight. But the prosecution is focusing on impact. The victim heard a gunshot. She begged for them to stop. Her phone was taken. That combination, assault, fear, and property taken, forms the backbone of aggravated robbery allegations. And here's something else. He says he never struck her, yet the victim alleges curb stomping. That's not a minor accusation. That's extreme violence. So who do you believe? The self-proclaimed peacemaker or the victim whose ring footage captured her fear in real time?
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and during that deferred adjudication, you did pick up a new charge, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and a motion to revoke your probation was filed, correct?
yes, ma'am.
And the judge decided to continue you.
Yes.
And then you picked up another MTR for testing positive for substances, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then ultimately the judge decided to continue you again, and then the case was dismissed for adjudication, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then in 2018, you're placed on deferred adjudication, and I guess it's running concurrently with the deadly firearm, but you're placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 while on deferred adjudication for deadly conduct. And in 2018, that new offense that you picked up was hindering apprehension of a felon. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then we have failed to ID from 2016 that you were placed on probation for in Comal County. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then ultimately you were revoked and sentenced to 140 days in the Comal County jail.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then you had an assault bodily injury in 2016 as well in Comal County that they fled down to a lesser charge.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so if we're talking about, I want to talk to you about Tiffany, because did y'all meet when y'all were in high school at Southwest High School?
I just knew who she was. We didn't never talk. We went to the same school. Like, I knew who she was. She knew who I was. I was obviously athletic, so she knew I was one of the stars, you know.
Right. And then in 2022, she files for that protective order.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you aware that the basis for that was that she was alleging that you had assaulted her
Yes.
and said that your homeboys were going to shoot up her and her mom?
Yes.
Okay. And so then you're saying that you were aware that you were served with paperwork for the protective order, but then nobody followed up with
Yeah,
you.
I know. Yeah, they came one time. They did come to my house. It was a constable.
Okay.
Came one time.
And so what they served you with was the temporary protective order that gives you the date to show up to court,
Yes.
right? And so you didn't show up in court, and then that's how that default judgment occurred, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So roll up on that girl, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so she had what, a white motor vehicle at the time?
It was a blue Taurus.
Oh.
Yeah, like a blue Taurus.
Okay, and so she's driving the motor vehicle and you're in the passenger seat, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have your firearm, correct?
Yes.
And so then she drives to Santo's house, and that's initially where she sees the girl, the victim in this
I
case.
wasn't in the car at that time when she was doing all that. She had came and get me, and when we came to the light on Medina Base, that's when she saw the car and we followed the car.
Okay, so you're aware that she testified, that's what she said?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
of
that's
course.
not what the girl said?
Yeah, I wasn't in, because I don't really. Well, it's like I can't put that in there, but they used to follow me around like the baby daddy and the dad type stuff. You know what I mean? Trying to see who I was. So I didn't go around their people's place like that. They had kids and stuff. I wasn't into all that.
Okay.
It's just
So
as soon as I
you're
jumped in the car, we got to Medina Base, and that's when we started following the white car. Like you get me, Medina Base, it's Elm Valley coming down. It's Medina Base. I live on Medina Base. You know what I mean? It's literally walking distance. Like I could literally get there like that. Like.
So then after she scoped Bianca out at Santo, across from Santo's
Yeah.
house, then it's your testimony that she went and stopped and picked you up and then resumed following the car?
Yes.
That's what you're
Pick me up.
saying?
Yes. Pick me
Okay.
up.
Okay, so notwithstanding that, then you all end up at the victim's home,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, and when you all arrive at the victim's home, Tiffany gets out of the car and punches the victim, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And they're engaged in an altercation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying that you were trying to separate
Yes, several times,
Okay.
like 6, 7 times,
Okay.
5 or 6 times.
it. And so you said that you don't know the victim in this case, correct?
No,
And that you've never seen her before,
never in
correct?
my life.
And so why, she has no incentive to make up anything about you, correct?
No,
So then why would she tell the police that you curb stomped her?
exactly. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, I'm strong. So just imagine me putting somebody's face on the curb and what do you know what I mean? She'll lose teeth, all that.
I mean, her lip was busted.
Yeah,
You
but
see
from
the picture?
Tiffany, yeah, it was a baby bust.
Okay,
Yeah,
a
of course, I've seen the
baby
video.
bust?
Yeah.
It's a baby bust?
Well, I don't know how to really tell you, but I didn't punch her. I don't punch women. I just can't tell you that part.
You don't punch women,
I
but
don't.
Tiffany's made reports
That I punched her,
that
right?
you assaulted her.
Yeah, and that I tried to kill her and the most and all this and that, but
So is it?
Why
your
would she-
testimony?
she obviously trusts me, right?
Let me ask you a question. So it's your testimony that just all these females make up these accusations?
I don't know all these females. I just know Tiffany. I don't know the other girl. I just know Tiffany and what I've been through with her, to be honest.
And so while Tiffany is engaging in this physical altercation with the victim, you're saying you didn't curb stomp her, but you pull your firearm out, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you fire your firearm. You're not
Yes.
disputing that, right?
fighter.
And in fact, there's Ring doorbell camera that catches the
Yeah,
audio
yes,
of it, and the victim is yelling, "Please, please stop!"
Yes.
And y'all are not stopping, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then at that point, that's when the victim goes to try to take the picture of Tiffany's license plate, correct?
yes, ma'am.
And then Tiffany snatches the phone from her,
Yes, ma'am.
and then y'all both get back in the motor vehicle and take off.
No, they fought actually one more time in the street.
Okay. But Tiffany ended up with the cell phone in the vehicle when y'all left, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. And then when y'all are on the way back to wherever you're going, then that's when the car crash happened.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so it was your testimony that basically you just went with Tiffany because she said after this she would leave you alone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
To be honest.
But you're aware that when y'all got in that car crash that multiple police officers showed up on scene, correct?
Yes,
And do you recall what you were doing?
yes.
Okay, what were you doing?
Hugging her and
You
stuff.
were hugging
Kissing
her,
her.
and kissing on her,
Yes.
and rubbing her buttocks. You recall that?
Yes.
Okay, and that doesn't look like somebody that wants to leave someone alone, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then in fact, then when you're picked up on the warrant for this, you call her from the Bear County Jail.
Yes.
Right. And you're
Yes.
telling her, I love you. Oh, don't worry about this. You don't have to apologize for this. You recall that, right?
I told her I was going to take accountability. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so how do you reconcile that with the fact that you're saying that you just went to never have contact with her again?
Because I wasn't contacting her. She contacted me. No, I wasn't going out of my way to contact her no more, to be honest, no. I jumped in the car, made a dumb choice, very dumb choice, obviously. I blame myself, to be honest. I just really do.
All right. And then, you're currently residing with your mom? Is that what you told PSI officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your mom is another person that you talked to while you were in Bear County Jail, correct?
Yes.
And, when you spoke with her, you had already known that the police were looking for you regarding what
Yes,
happened
ma'am.
with Tiffany, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And so you told her that you were anticipating to get picked up on this and that it really wasn't a big deal, right?
Now, this is where the prosecution tightens the net. This isn't just about one chaotic night. The state lays out a pattern. Juvenile adjudications, deferred probation, motions to revoke, firearm-related conduct, substance violations. Time after time, judges gave him another chance. And what's the state arguing? That leniency is exactly why we're here again. When a prosecutor says, had the court done the right thing back then, he would have been prohibited from carrying firearms, that's powerful. They're not just arguing punishment, they're arguing prevention. The state's message is clear. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was predictable escalation. And think about this. If someone has prior firearm conduct and then fires a gun during another confrontation, does that show poor judgment or a refusal to learn? That's what the judge has to weigh. Rehabilitation versus risk. Second chances versus public safety.
Well, because I didn't do all the stuff y'all telling me I did, like curb stomping her and stuff. Yeah, of course I was telling her that, of course.
Okay. And then I guess you mentioned in the PSI too, but that your mom doesn't really like Tiffany.
Never. She's got videos of her pulling up, making her leave. You know, my mom's a Jehovah's Witness, so all the stuff that I did out there. I never did it around my mom, no.
Fair enough. And so then, when we look back at your probation that you were on in 2018, it looks like you had some problems with smoking marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so you've been on bond in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you told the PSI officer that the last time that you used marijuana was in 2025.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's while you were on bond for this case?
I don't recall that. I just know I told her I was smoking 2025.
And so I guess in the rendition that you gave of the facts to the PSI officer, basically what you said is that you were just trying to be a peacemaker.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, I mean, you described yourself as a big man. Is that what you said?
I mean, I know what's right and what's wrong. You know that I like from the gate when I had the conversation with the girl, I knew it wasn't right. Like, you know what I mean? I just
But I
let it
think
go.
what I'm getting at is like Tiffany and the victim in the case are both smaller than you.
Yeah,
right?
of course, of
Okay.
course.
And so it's your testimony that in trying to separate two small females, you and your size and stature, that you needed a firearm to do that?
Well, they didn't. I didn't want to punch them or put my hands on them like that. I thought it would really scare them, to be honest. And they did. They separated and they didn't fight again. We jumped in the car, like you said, and we got past the airport and crashed at the airport.
Okay. And so then when the PSI officer asked you how community supervision can help you, you told her that it would make your mind clearer.
Yeah, like, 'cause I know I don't even go out after, since I've been going through all this. So I know it's just a lot that I need to do. And it'll just have my mind straight. I can focus on my people, like work harder, you know what I mean? Just don't make no dumb choices like that. That was dumb.
I think the question is, like, did you not learn that on the other 5 probations that you've been on?
Well, things happen. I'm not perfect. Things happen, Your Honor.
But I mean, did you learn anything from all?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was successful on my last probation, besides the UAs.
Okay, and so that was another offensive fire involving you firing a firearm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and so I would beg to defer that you didn't learn much from that if you're here because you did it again. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Well, I had the right to carry. I wasn't a convicted felon,
Yeah,
right?
you got that right. Yeah. Now, in your probation in 2018, when the probation officer was monitoring you, they were monitoring your social media. Were you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so what they saw was that you were on Facebook Live smoking marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you doing that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's while you're on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it was also notated that you associate with multiple members of the criminal street team blood, correct?
My big brother, I don't know. I don't want to put him out there, but it's not me. It's just my people.
It's just people that you associate
It's
with
just- yeah.
are members of criminal street.
Yes.
We pass the witness.
Any questions?
No further questions, Judge.
All right. Any other witnesses, defense?
No, ma'am.
All right. The court will hear argument. State you're opposed.
Yes, Judge. Patient sentenced to 6 years in prison. Mr. Tochi did negotiate a very advantageous plea deal for this defendant. However, the reason that the state is opposed to his applications is due to the criminal history that I've just discussed with the defendant, which includes multiple felony probations where he was on felony probation, picks up a new felony charge, and that judge decides to continue him. He's picking up motions to revoke for continuing to use illegal substances and is continued as well, which I think leads to the problem of why we're here today. And he did notate that he's not a convicted felon, but I would beg to argue or submit that had the court done the right thing back then, he would have been sent to prison and been prohibited from carrying firearms, because it is clear by his demeanor, the things that were stipulated to and stipulated evidence, that he does not have the comportment for somebody that needs to be carrying a firearm.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not talking to him, I'm talking to the court. You can face forward. Judge, he's never been compliant with his previous probations. And then if we're looking at the facts, what it was that he went over there with somebody that's not even his girlfriend to go confront someone that Tiffany Martinez, who's already been sentenced to 6 years in prison, went to go confront this girl that she thought was messing around with the father of her children. And they follow her to her own residence, they ambush her and assault her, and then he pulls out a firearm and fires it and places her in immense fear. And in the PSI, she is also asking for this defendant to be sent to prison. And Judge, I just think that based on all the evidence that is before you, that I am asking you to deny its application and send him to 6 years of prison.
All right, defense.
So, yeah, he's been on felony probation, Judge. I believe, if I read the PSI correctly, he did successfully discharge from it. Yes, he smoked marijuana. I'm not going to characterize as big or little, and she tells the police officers the girl did this, not Roger. The next thing she says is Roger got out, and I am almost quoting, he separated us. He was trying to break up the fight. All Roger wants, Judge, is to get the hell out of there. He should never have gotten in that car. Tiffany's bad news. She's trouble. She's toxic. He gave her property back. He didn't want to assault her. He didn't want to rob her.
But are you saying he returned property before they left?
There was property that was not taken, but property on the ground, laying around, goes back and forth. And the two girls, not Roger, get back into another fight. His head is placed upon her. I mean, she has a cut on her lip right here. She does have a scrape on her knee, but she was in pajama bottoms rolling around on the street. She has no injuries whatsoever to indicate that that kind of injury was inflicted by anybody. Mirrors this, that Roger told them, y'all stop fighting, I'm about to shoot this gun. She tells the police that, and she even tells the police that he fired the round in the air to get them to stop fighting. He wasn't trying to, I'm sure it was scary, I'm sure it was threatening, and she certainly did feel that way. They had a big crash, a major crash, and Roger has blood streaming down his face. They did what they did, but I can tell the court he had no intention of hurting her or robbing her. He should not have been there, and he should not have had a gun. Whether the court believes he should go to prison, I will leave that to the court.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Counts 4 and 5 will run concurrently. The court will find.
In the end, the court found him guilty on counts 4 and 5 and sentenced him to 5 years in prison, just 1 year under the 6-year cap in the plea agreement. The counts will run concurrently, meaning he serves them at the same time, not back to back. There's also a strict no contact order with Tiffany Martinez and Bianca Gonzalez. So what does this case teach us? Intent matters, but outcomes matter more. Even if he believed he was stopping a fight, introducing a firearm into an already volatile situation changed everything. Add in a history of probation violations and prior firearm conduct, and the court clearly determined that community supervision was no longer appropriate. This wasn't just about one bad decision. It was about a pattern, credibility, and whether the system had already given too many second chances. Now, we want to hear from you. Was 5 years fair? Too harsh? Not enough? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
The defendant guilty of counts 4 and counts 5. Does anyone wish to speak to the cap?
Yes, if the court is contemplating a term, Judge, obviously I would ask for something in the lower range of the term. Again, I really truly believe I know Roger had no intent on hurting her or robbing her.
Well, I mean, the lower range for this offense, I believe, is 5. Isn't this aggravated robbery?
But he entered, he was there.
Could I see the paperwork again? I'm so sorry.
I believe it's between 2 and 6, Judge.
Yes, Judge, they're
Oh.
both.
All right, thank you. I'm just trying to see what the police did. All right, and count 4. Court will sentence you, in counts 4 and counts 5, the court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Tiffany Martinez or Bianca Gonzalez. Counts 4 and counts 5 will run concurrently. Is there anything else? You're welcome.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Did you review, did you review the document? All right, good luck to you. Thank you.